PK in the universe, and I am back again with another video. And I wanted to do a quick follow-up to the game Otosan. Otosan was a game I did a little video about 6 months ago. Basically, the gist of the game is it's a 10-second game, basically. It's a high-score game where basically you try to collect food and you do it within 10 seconds to see how much food you can get. I think the highest score I got was like 13, I think, on one of these levels. There's like 3 levels. And the basic idea is that eventually this is going to be patched and be an RPG that's kind of reminiscent of Mother, hence the name Otosan, which is the Japanese word for father. So yeah, I thought it was a really interesting concept and pretty cool. This game also is going to be available on PC and Nintendo Switch eventually at some point here. Anyways, every once in a while, every so often, maybe every month maybe, I get at least one freaking comment on this video. This video has over 2,000 views, which is not bad for a video that I put out, you know, it was like a 4-minute video. It's not a long video at all. And I kind of felt like I summarized it pretty well, but apparently some people still just don't get it. They just don't get it, honestly. And I keep getting like, is there any updates? It's like, how should I know? I'm just some random guy on the internet. I mean, how the heck should I know? But, you know, I think a lot of it can be answered if you really boil it down to what was said on this guy's Patreon, his post or whatever he did back in March. And I want to go over that post because I feel like that answers a lot of questions I keep seeing the same answer for. So I just want to go over that real quick and read that to you guys. Let's talk about Otosan. At time of writing, a 2-hour demo is available on the public website. I had hoped to make the 3DS cartridge of the full game, but the deadlines for new physical 3DS games rendered that impossible. Next came the deadline for the new digital-only 3DS games. About a year ago, I had to make some strange moves to keep the foot in the door of the 3DS development. In order to secure a slot for Otosan to be patched in a proper game later, I had to submit something, and that something had to satisfy the definition of a game, introducing the world's first 10-second 3DS game. The object of this game is to collect food. You move the cursor to field position containing food item, then press A button to collect it. Once you collect it, a new piece of food appears in a random position. This continues until the time runs out, after 10 seconds. Then he says, me. It's fine. I can replace this version of the game before it goes on sale. It never needs to see the light of day. Just a placeholder. It worked. I submitted this in early 2022, and it was eventually accepted. Eventually. Yes, eventually. 243 days later, French accent optional. I've written, parentheses, vaguely, NDA, parentheses, about my lot check journeys many times in an effort to provide some indication that I'm not just sitting there. It's normal to get delays, especially since I'm so inexperienced with the big boy publishing stuff, and especially when they're trying to wind down the 3DS platform. So far, my top 2 delays are this, quote, micro game took 243 days to clear lot check. Fragrance Story version 1.1 took 161 days to clear lot check. The problem with all of this, of course, is that I cannot plan any release schedules until everything is approved. I've talked about that before too. By the time my placeholder was approved, it was too late to replace the ROM. My only option is to make a patch. So, what's the big deal? Replace the ROM or make a patch? Same diff, right? Well, in order to make a patch, I must release the Otosan micro game, as is before the eShop closes. Plus bonus challenge, I cannot release it for free. Previously, I asked Nintendo if I could release Otosan for $0 on the 3DS eShop. At the time, they were phasing out certain things and could not approve me for a freeware release, but listing it for $1 will be okay. Pricing a ridiculous 10-second game for $1 and officially stating that it's ridiculous seems doable. He even goes on to say that, you know, please don't buy this game. You probably aren't going to want to buy this game. He's been really clear about it from the start. Communication, quiet versus loud. Over the past year, I've learned a lot about the 3DS user base and certain collector communities. Some people, parentheses, a very vocal minority, got the wrong idea about Fragrance Story, but the vast majority of people were kind. They either did not buy, parentheses, sorry, it's too short, or they spent a minute researching the project and happily supported it. Both are excellent outcomes. Me. I don't want your money. Funds go towards future projects and guests. And that resonated with a lot of folks. I got countless emails, DMs, and even handwritten letters saying how cool the project is, how much they appreciated my handcrafted physical merch, and how much they were looking forward to seeing more from me. I also got the privilege of doing lots of interviews, which further helped spread the word about my nonprofit values and the challenges of being a one-man shop 99% of the time and 99% of the tasks. Eyes on the prize. I still want to bring Otosan to 3DS. There is still a path, so I'm going to try. It's been tricky to navigate the end of the 3DS console, but well worth it. I hope I can keep creating content for 3DS for a little while longer. I've learned so much, and I have the opportunity to show appreciation to all the people who supported my efforts last year. There are still millions of people playing 3DS. To all you 3DS lovers, when the microgame is released, if you're unsure about it, then please don't buy it. See, he even said not to buy this game if you weren't sure. I don't want or need your money, and I'd rather stick to having an audience of people who felt good taking a chance on this project. For those brave enough to wager $1, thank you. I hope I can deliver. So there you have it, folks. That's from the man himself, William Cage. Look at the language he uses. He talks about wagering and taking a chance. When you bought this game, I mean, if you did even a little bit of research, you knew that it was taking a wager. It was taking a gamble, honestly. I have very little expectations after 6 months. I knew what I was doing when I spent my $1 on this game. I didn't expect much of anything, really. I mean, it could be a scam. Some people have said, oh, it's a scam, it's a scam. But it's like, you know what? There's games that have been being developed for over 5 years that indie developers have not done anything, like not released anything. Now, I think updates are important. Yeah, it'd be great to have an update outside of maybe Patreon or somewhere like that. And I think that should happen. And it's a valid criticism to say, yeah, there should be more updates about this. I totally agree with that. But my expectations, I guess, are not the same as other people. Here's what I feel. This is what I believe. I believe the creator, William Cage, I would guess his priority is getting this game on PC, then getting on the Switch, and then if there's really enough time, he'll get it on the 3DS. As long as he's still allowed to update 3DS games here in North America. Because obviously I don't think you can update games at all in Europe anymore, but you can still in North America. So I feel like, yeah, he's obviously focused on getting the PC version done first. And there's actually a demo for the PC version. I think it's a browser demo. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, people are crazy. I've gotten some weird comments on my video. That's why I wanted to do a follow-up, because I want people to understand, you know, as maybe I didn't explain it as clearly as he could have. So I decided, you know what, I'm just going to read what he actually said, because maybe I didn't explain it clearly enough, even though I did a more summarized version of that. Oh, I'm going to read one comment. I'm going to read one comment I've got, because I've gotten some really strange comments. I mean, some of it's pretty valid criticism. You know, you're allowed to think something's a scam. That's not, you know, necessarily, you know, disparaging somebody. You know, it's like, it's understandable to be frustrated. It's totally understandably frustrated and have a difference of opinion about, you know, what a scam is or whatever. But this one actually kind of made me mad. This one comment. This is a comment. I'm not going to show the guy's name, but I did delete the comment because, you know, I thought it was really crappy. But I want to read this comment. I'm pretty effing mad about this. I can understand being a developer and the crunch of putting a game out on a dying system. But the only update was months ago and locked behind a effing paywall. Well, I'm pretty sure you can see it on Patreon. You know, I just went right to the thing. I'm not a Patreon supporter. As far as I'm concerned, this was a scam. Well, that's your opinion. You're allowed to think that. It was garbage to prey off the hopeful fans with nostalgia-colored glasses, hoping that there could be anything that could come close to Earthbound. It's at the end of the day, this is an independently developed game. This isn't from the creator of Earthbound. I don't think most people had that kind of expectation. Instead, we got a developer's first test of a game. Well, obviously, you know, he was very clear about how this was a game to be patched later. He was very clear and transparent about that. So I don't even know why that's even in question. Now, here is the part of the comment where I take issue with, and you'll see why I deleted it. And this is the reason. There's a difference between having a difference of opinion and just being a nasty piece of work. As far as my opinion is, I hope William stubs his effing toe on every piece of furniture he owns. All this food is moldy, and all clothing is one size too small. Effing douchebag, rah. That's why I deleted that comment. It's one thing to be frustrated. It's one thing to be frustrated about, oh, that this game has not come yet and there hasn't been updates. That's fair. That's fair and valid criticism. But when you start wishing the creator of the game ill, it's like, dude, you need to go touch grass. Holy crap, what is the matter with you? This was $1. That's what you literally wagered, $1 in the hopes of getting a game. I've probably spent $1 on worse games than this, honestly. This is such a first world problem to you know, wish harm on somebody because they made a video game that hasn't been finished yet. It's like, get out of town, man. What a chowderhead. Honest to God. What a ridiculous thing to say. You know, I want to rant a little bit about that because it's like, it's fine. It's totally fine to give fair criticism or even criticism that maybe isn't well balanced. But when you start disparaging the creator and wishing harm on them, you know, F off, honestly. You know, it's like, those are the kind of people like I just don't even want to deal with. You know, I don't know if this was the worst comment I got, but this is one of the worst ones for sure. So yeah, I wanted to read that, you know, kind of as like a warning. It's like, don't come to my YouTube channel and post that kind of crap because I will automatically nuke a comment like that. You don't talk about people that way. It's like, what kind of like civilized adult behaves that way over a video game, a $1 video game? Literally, the government takes more money from you every day and uses that money in ways that you don't approve of probably than you know, gave this guy a measly $1, you know? And again, even he says he doesn't care about your money nor does he want it. You chose to do that. People don't take any personal responsibility or accountability for their actions. They just get angry about stupid crap like this. It's $1. It's $1. Seriously, if you spent $1 and you didn't have that $1 to spend, chances are pretty good you need to, you know, reevaluate your finances, really think about how to be more financially responsible if that $1 upset you that bad. Holy crap. So, yeah. So that's my thoughts on that. Do I think we're going to get an update anytime soon on Otosan? I would love to hear a 3DS update. That'd be great. But at the end of the day, I totally understand that the creator is focused on PC and Switch, and those are the top priorities, which makes sense because that's how you would, you know, eventually make some money off that game you're working on, that passion project. That game that pays homage to Earthbound. You know, it's like, obviously the Nintendo Switch and PC would be the places you could reach the most people because a lot of people may have bought this game, but you know, they aren't even paying attention. Hate to say it, but most people who bought this back in March probably aren't thinking about it. There's a jillion freaking games. There's millions and millions of games out there to play. So that's my thoughts. What are your guys' thoughts? Are you interested in Otosan when it comes out to PC or Nintendo Switch and hopefully someday the 3DS? Comment below. Love to hear what you have to say. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching and stay awesome in this universe. Thanks. Bye.